The stage lights of Ireland's Got Talent glow intensely as a young man from Cebu City slowly walks out from backstage. He looks small against the massive set, almost swallowed by the size of the theater. His clothes are simple and clearly worn from years of use, a faded button-down shirt, slightly too big for his thin frame, and scuffed shoes that seem to have walked miles of dusty streets. The audience notices immediately that he does not look like a typical contestant. There is no confidence in his posture, only humility and nervousness. He pauses at the center of the stage, takes a deep breath, and glances up at the judges, his hands trembling slightly. The judges study him closely. One raises an eyebrow, another tilts their head with curiosity. The crowd murmurs softly, unsure what to expect. When he is asked where he comes from, he answers quietly, his accent thick but sincere. He says he is from Cebu City in the Philippines and that he grew up poor. His voice cracks as he explains that he sings on the streets, at bus stops, and outside small shops just to earn enough money to help his family eat. The words come slowly, as if each sentence carries the weight of his entire life. The camera cuts to the judges, and one of them already looks emotional, eyes shining under the bright studio lights. As the music cue is prepared, the young man closes his eyes for a moment. It feels like the noise of the world fades away. This stage, these lights, this moment, everything is overwhelming. He grips the microphone gently, almost respectfully, as if it is something sacred. The first notes of the backing track begin softly. He opens his eyes and takes one more deep breath. When he sings the first line, his voice surprises everyone. It is rich, strong, and filled with deep emotion that instantly commands attention. The audience becomes silent, as if afraid to breathe. His voice carries a raw quality, shaped by hardship and struggle, yet polished by years of singing under open skies with no protection except hope. Each word feels honest, as if he is not just performing but confessing his life story through music. The judges lean forward in their chairs now, no longer skeptical, completely focused. One judge presses a hand against their chest, visibly moved by the power and sincerity of his voice. As the song continues, the young singer's confidence grows. His shoulders relax slightly, and his voice grows steadier, filling the entire theater. The poor boy from Cebu City no longer looks small on that stage. For the first time, he looks like he belongs there. The emotion in the room is undeniable. Tears begin to form in the eyes of audience members, and even the judges struggle to hide their reactions. In that moment, it becomes clear that this is not just another audition. It is the beginning of a life-changing journey, and everyone in the room knows they are witnessing something truly special. As the song moves into its deeper section, the young singer from Cebu City seems to forget where he is. His eyes remain closed, his face tightening with emotion as if every note pulls a memory from his past. His voice grows stronger, fuller, rising through the theater with a haunting power that no one expected. The sound is not just heard, it is felt. It vibrates through the seats, through the hearts of everyone watching. The audience is completely silent now, locked into his performance, afraid that even the smallest noise might break the spell he has cast. The judges' reactions begin to change dramatically. What started as curiosity has turned into disbelief. One judge leans forward, elbows on the desk, staring at the young man as if trying to understand how someone who has lived such a hard life could produce a voice so rich and controlled. Another judge slowly shakes their head, whispering under their breath, overwhelmed by the moment. Their eyes glisten, and the emotion on their faces is no longer hidden. This is not just talent, it is soul. The singer reaches the chorus, and his voice swells with pain and hope intertwined. You can hear the years of struggle in every note, the long nights singing on dark streets, the hunger, the rejection, the dreams that refuse to die. His voice cracks slightly, not because he is weak, but because the emotion is too heavy to hold back. That crack sends a wave through the room. Several audience members lift their hands to their mouths, some openly wiping away tears. The connection between the singer and the crowd is instant and deeply personal. As the melody continues, the young man opens his eyes for the first time and looks out into the audience. His gaze is humble, almost apologetic, as if he never meant to make anyone cry. But his voice continues to soar, filling every corner of the theater. The lighting shifts softly, highlighting his face, showing the sincerity in his expression. He is no longer just singing a song, he is telling the story of his life without saying a single word about it. One of the judges presses their fingers against their eyes, trying to control their emotions. Another judge's lips tremble as they watch, clearly moved beyond words. The audience begins to feel the weight of the moment, many of them standing slowly, drawn to their feet by the sheer power of the performance. The singer holds the final note of the chorus with incredible control, his voice echoing through the hall long after the music briefly fades. In that moment, it becomes clear that this poor boy from Cebu City has already won something far greater than a competition. He has won hearts. The room is charged with emotion, suspended between tears and awe, as everyone waits breathlessly for what comes next, knowing they are witnessing a performance that will be remembered forever. As the final note leaves his lips, it hangs in the air longer than anyone expects, trembling with emotion before finally fading into silence. For a brief moment, no one moves. It is as if the entire theater is frozen, trying to process what has just happened. The young man from Cebu City lowers the microphone slowly, his chest rising and falling as he struggles to breathe. His eyes are wet, his face overwhelmed, and his hands begin to shake again, not from fear this time, but from the sudden release of everything he poured into that song. Then the silence breaks. The audience erupts. Applause crashes through the theater like a wave, loud and endless. People leap to their feet, cheering, shouting, clapping with everything they have. Some are crying openly, hugging strangers beside them. The poor street singer looks up in shock, his eyes widening as he realizes the reaction is real. He never imagined this kind of response. He takes a small step back, overwhelmed by the noise, by the love pouring toward him from every direction. The judges stand up almost at the same time. One of them is already wiping tears from their face, nodding repeatedly as if words are not enough. Another judge presses a hand over their mouth, eyes red, clearly struggling to hold back sobs. Their expressions are no longer those of critics, they are human, deeply moved by what they have just witnessed. One judge leans forward and speaks, their voice breaking as they praise not only his voice, but his courage, his story, and his heart. Every word feels sincere, spoken through emotion rather than script. Suddenly, a judge reaches for the golden buzzer. The moment it is pressed, the sound echoes through the theater, and golden confetti explodes from above, raining down like a dream. Gasps fill the room, followed by louder screams and applause. The young man drops to his knees, completely overwhelmed. He covers his face with both hands and begins to cry uncontrollably. Years of hardship, hunger, and rejection pour out in that moment. He is no longer just a contestant, he is a symbol of hope. The judges rush onto the stage. One gently lifts him to his feet and wraps him in a warm embrace. Another holds his shoulders, looking him in the eyes, telling him that his life has just changed forever. The audience continues to cheer as the confetti sticks to his hair and clothes, transforming his worn appearance into something almost magical. He looks around in disbelief, as if afraid this moment might disappear if he blinks. Standing there, under golden lights and endless applause, the poor boy from Cebu City smiles through tears. For the first time, he is not singing to survive, he is singing because the world finally heard him. And in that unforgettable moment, everyone watching knows they have witnessed the birth of a star, born from struggle, lifted by talent, and carried forward by hope.